You are credited with coming up for the idea behind surge pricing, and there's still a lot of debate today between the difference in what drivers get versus what passengers pay. What's your take on just the fact that it doesn't seem like this point has been settled yet?
So with surge pricing happens around us every day. And so the original idea was on a late night in Boston. The bars close actually around 1:45 every weekend. And we couldn't satisfy all that demand. And so in order to get the drivers to come out, we actually had to try paying them more. And it turns out that when you increase rates, demand goes down, supply goes up. And it's something that happens around us every day with hotels, with storage. It's just a common practice that Uber didn't invent. I didn't invent the idea of supply and demand. It's something that taught to me in Econ 101 in college.
But do you think Uber supply is important, right? Do you think Uber has to answer to these drivers who just don't feel like they've been treated fairly, time and again?
So at the end of the day, marketplaces are all about supply. I wrote a blog post about a year ago now that said supply is the foundation of a great marketplace. And so at the end of the day, Uber doesn't have a product without supply. In my case, we started a company, Trove, that partners with professional moving and storage companies. And without their backing, without their commitment, we have no service. And
talk to me about what you learned at Uber that you're applying to Trove.
Sure. So with Uber, the opportunity was to network black cars. They were around us every day. You might remember taking a black car and having a black car wait for you for an hour at the airport. Then they would come, get you, drive you 10 minutes, and they might wait an hour or two everywhere else. These things are offline. So similar, moving and storage is a category that hasn't changed for dozens of years. Typically, if you store today, you have to go rent a unit, you have to go rent a truck, buy the boxes, and then you have to call your friends. And usually that's offline too. You can use messaging apps these days. I don't know about you. When I call my friends, they don't really pick up if it's for moving and storage help. And so in this case, it's bringing that technology to their business and actually connecting them with more customers.
So there are some competitors out there, Clutter, Makespace. What is your value proposition? What do you offer that nobody else does?
Sure. When you look at a competitor like a Clutter or Makespace, what they've taken as an approach is a vertically integrated approach. Clutter and Makespace, as far as I know, they lease and own warehouses, lease and own trucks, and they employ drivers. We're taking a page from other marketplaces, such as Uber, to connect moving and storage companies with customers. In our case, by connecting them with customers, we can drive them more business, fill excess capacity, and help them expand and grow their business and create more jobs.
What about when it comes to culture? What page will you be taking from Uber when it comes to that?
So culture is something that Uber taught me dearly, where it's something that's set at the very early stages of your company. And so John, my co-founder and CTO, and I probably spent the first 2 weeks of our company just talking about culture every day. And for us, we want a culture that really ties back to what the customer wants. And in the storage category, what a customer wants is honesty, empathy. Heck, moving is one of those things that's one of the most stressful things you could go through your life. So they just want someone to lean on when they're going through one of these tricky transitions.
How about stepping on toes? Is that going to be one of your cultural mottos?
Stepping on toes, we actually have 6 that is currently not. But at the end of the day, we do believe deeply in something like ownership. Owners, for example, empowering moving and storage companies. And internally at Trove, we also believe in taking the extra step to complete something and get it done.
Now, when you were look, there's been a lot of discussion about the Uber culture, and did the Uber culture, this hard charging culture, lead to the problems that it has today? Did you see any early warning signs that things could get off track?
So unfortunately, I haven't been at Uber.
You were there for 4 years, so that's what that's why I'm asking.
So all I can say about that is, again, cultures are founded and set at the very early stages. And at Trove, what we're trying to do is set that foundation that's really customer-centric. That's all about empathy and honesty.
SoftBank just raised almost $100 billion to invest in tech. Curious what your thoughts are on the fundraising landscape right now. How easy is it or not to get money? It seems like there's a lot of money stored up in the coffers.
It's also another great question that I'm probably not the best position to answer. We're lucky enough to have a great partner, Greylock Partners, that invested in our first round of financing last year. We raised $8 million from them. And so for us, we've known Greylock for years now. and they're fortunate enough to be partners with us. And so I can't comment on the fundraising landscape in that we're currently just heads down building our product and service.